Welcome back to Heart Path Podcast. I'm your host, Terra Kenzie Longacre, a modern day mystic, oracle, author, transformational and spiritual embodiment coach, and retreat leader. In each episode, we will explore topics around spirituality, empowerment, divine embodiment, resiliency of the human spirit, and heart-based business and beyond. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the blocks that hold you back from being who you truly are. When we're talking about blocks for you being who you truly are, we're talking about what is getting in the way of you being your most authentic self. And 99.99999% of the time, you would be your biggest block that gets in the way. However, could we peel that back? We could just say a blanketed statement of you're getting in your way, but what are the ways that you could be getting in your way? What are the blocks? What would be these things that get activated in you that make you hide who you truly are, that make you feel like who you truly are is not enough, that you need to be someone else? And in society, fortunately, things are transitioning where authenticity is starting to be seen as a superpower versus the way it was repressed and pushed down. Not to say that we're in a society where authenticity is fully embraced in every corner of the world and culture and all of that, but minds are opening, hearts are opening to see the value in authenticity. And moving into 2025, like when we're saying authenticity is a superpower, like authenticity is a frequency, authenticity is a currency, authenticity is what's going to be sought after versus curated, fake things that have been shoved down our throat for on and on and on, like for however many decades, centuries. So authenticity is the new currency or frequency, if we want to say that, for 2025. And sometimes the things that are holding you back, we could just say the blanketed statement, you hold yourself back. The only thing that could hold you back is yourself. We could say that, but we could also go a little bit deeper, because what are those blocks that come up for you? And something to throw in here as well, I'm going to be hosting a masterclass on January 10th, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. There's going to be a replay where we're really going to go into this deeper, where we're going to peel back more of the layers of the way that these blocks can come in and just stop you, where they just stop you. You're frozen. You might feel like you can't even get out of it. So the first one that comes up time and time and time again, over and over for clients, students, fear of being judged. So actually these two kind of go hand in hand. It's fear of being judged and then fear of rejection. So it's like the judgment and the rejections play with each other, because maybe in other times in this life, it wasn't okay to be who you are. People judged you, people made fun of you, people ostracized you for being who you are. And I can personally say, I have always felt like a black sheep throughout my entire life. And I've been somewhat of a chameleon. So maybe some of you have been like this. Like I remember high school, I didn't have like one group of friends, so to speak. I kind of like maneuvered in different worlds, but it's been that way all my life. So I've been in these circles and I've been in these communities, but I've always just felt it felt like I didn't have a specific place or specific home within them from a very young age. So you could feel that way. And if there is past trauma from being rejected or from being judged, that's going to get activated even more, especially if there could be these inherent beliefs as well. This is another one, inherent beliefs that make you think that there's something wrong with you, where you believe you're not good enough, where you believe you can't be yourself, where you believe no one will love you appreciate you, respect you for who you are. And then when that comes into your life or into your world, maybe you've had to navigate and put on different masks depending on the situation. For this person, I've got to wear this mask. For that person, I've got to wear this mask. For this person, I can say this, but I can't say that. Right? Where you've started to curate who you are and how you are depending on the room and the people that you're around. And this even goes back to coming to a place of acceptance for self, appreciation for self, love for self. Like these can all come up, but that one is huge. The fear of being judged or rejected. Because as humans, we do long for that connection. We are connected, but humans do crave some, and maybe, intimacy. That's the word. It's like longing for that connection, but where you can have an intimate, heart to heart, soul to soul connection with someone, where it's not surface, right? Where you can be vulnerable, where you can be yourself. And we are shown, once again, things are transitioning. However, we are being shown from a very young age, you have to act this way. You have to speak that way. You can't do this. You have to do that. Like there's been so much pressure from society to have you be a certain way. And perhaps, you're in a corporate job, so you need to look a specific way. You have to speak a specific way. And that might not be who you really are. And could we even go to the who you really are? Can you be who you really are with yourself? Like this would be a powerful question to ask. And there might even be some of you out there going, I don't even know who I really am. And with that, I don't know who I really am, if that's you thinking that, feeling that, saying that could feel terrifying. That could feel like you're failing. That could feel like you've messed up your life. No. Cancel, clear, delete. No. Could we say, if you are in that space of, I don't even know who I am right now, or I don't even know who I am anymore, I will raise my hand. I've been there. Woo! Many a time I've been there. And so, yeah, no failure, not losing at the game of life. Think of that as, wow, like if in this moment there's confusion for you, that's amazing, because maybe you have been wearing all of these masks. Maybe you haven't actually been able to be who you truly are, and you don't know. And then that gives you an opportunity to go to the sacred space within, to go to the heart, to connect to God, source, creator, divine, and ask yourself, what brings me joy? If there were no perceived obstacles in my life and my world, what would I be doing? Who would I be? This is a question to ask yourself. If there were no perceived obstacles, obligations, responsibilities, if none of that existed, who would you be? What would you be doing? And then that's going to open up doorways, and it's just like the heart expanding. That is going to open up doorways to a deeper understanding of who you are. And there are folks out there, you're like, no, I'm feeling pretty clear with my authenticity. I feel aligned. And at the same time, there still might be places where you shrink, where you're like, oh, I'm going to play a little bit smaller over here. Could we go back to that topic we were just talking about, fear of judgment and rejection? Because there are times where you could say, oh, I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't give a, what they're going to think. And then at the same time, you could also be saying, well, let's say for business, for example, you've put this thing out there. Are they going to come? Do they want this? So isn't that interesting how that can play? Like you could feel comfortable being yourself. You could feel like everything's in alignment, but those thoughts can still creep in. So when we're working with that, it's really it's severing. There we go. I'm like, what is the word? It's severing the attachment to how people are going to perceive you as well, though. How people are going to perceive you, receive you. It's severing, letting go of the attachment to that. And even there could be attachment to needing to be liked. And we've talked about this before. We'll probably talk about it on and on and on. Not everybody's going to like, love, understand you. And that all starts with you. Because as long as you like, love, understand yourself, yes. Mm-hmm. Who else out in that world and really like is out in that world really in your inner world too? That's a whole other topic, whole other podcast, but just breaking it down, right? As long as you are in a place where you're liking, loving, understanding yourself, that's the first step. And the more that you walk into that, the more that you embody that, the less those fears are going to creep in, the less they're going to stop you. So there's more that we could talk about on this, but I'm going to be doing a free masterclass January 10th at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So it's going to be 2 hours live call on Zoom, you, me, talking about these blocks, but going like peeling back the layers, because we can talk about them, but we're actually going to work with them on an energetic level to identify for you specifically what blocks there are that are holding you back. Once again, work with that energetic clearing the clutter, so to speak. We're going to clear the clutter for that, and then have a game plan, so to speak, of what you can do moving forward if and when they come back. So that is where we're going to be going on January 10th. There's going to be a replay. So if you can't make it on the live call, there will be a replay. Oh, 2025. Remember, authenticity is the new currency in 2025. So let's go hard. Let's go all in. Let's be aligned and authentic. Thank you for listening to today's episode. And before you go, I wanted to offer you an opportunity for reflection and contemplation. Was there anything in this episode that inspired you or that you can use in your life moving forward? If so, what was it? Is there anything that made you feel uncomfortable, perhaps even triggered? Was there anything in this episode that made you feel seen and understood? Now, taking a moment to go into the sacred space of the heart or to journal. And I would love to hear how this episode impacted you. You can send it to me on social media. If you like this episode, please like, subscribe, share with a friend, because we are here to be aligned and authentic in 2025 and beyond. Ooh, and remember, invitation to join the Aligned and Authentic Masterclass, that is free, happening on January 10th, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Lots of love. Mwah!